In the old time, the once upon, the Creator made the world. With a breath the skies were born and the birds called them home. With a tear the oceans were formed and the fish swam freely. The Creator molded a large island of land afloat upon the waters and beneath the skies. On this land the Creator placed many animals and plants. The Creator then decided to make a race of people. Now these first people came from the animals. They had horns and antlers like the goats and deer, hands like the monkey but claws like the bear. They were covered in hair like the cat, and had hooves for feet like the cow. They were very strong and could carry large boulders on their backs. These people, or Mons, as the Creator called them, lived under the ground in deep caverns. The Creator would often come down and talk with them, but the Mons preferred to come out only at night. The Creator then decided to make another race of people, one that would love the sunlight. This second race of people was born from the birds. The Creator gave them wings to fly and made them from many colors. They were bright red and orange and yellow, purple, blue, and green. They were called the Winged Mons of colored hue. The Winged Mons of colored hue loved to fly in the sunlight. They lived in dwellings on top of mountains and on cliffsides. The Creator enjoyed talking with them, telling them how beautiful they were, and watching them frolic in the sky. Since the Winged Mons of colored hue could fly, they were able to visit the Creator's home in the sky. Now this was something the First Mons could not do. The First Mons wanted to reach the Creator's home also. They tried building stairs to the sky by carving giant blocks of stone and piling them up one on top of the other, but they were never high enough. In time, the First Mons became jealous of the Winged Mons of colored hue. They decided that the Creator must care more for the Mons of hue, and so they no longer cared for their Creator. When the Creator came to visit them, the First Mons would say they were too busy. They didn't have the time to talk. The more they distanced themselves from their Creator, the lonelier they felt, and that loneliness became anger, and the anger became hate. They hated the Mons of hue. They hated their color. They hated their wings. They hated that they could visit the Creator's home. The First Mons convinced themselves that they did not need the Creator. They started to believe that they were better than all others. They took their hearts from out of their chests and twisted them. They took their minds and locked them tight. Anything in the First Mons that was happy or bright, they took and buried deep within their souls. The deep pit that was left within them, they filled that with hatred. The First Mons held a council. The Winged Mons of colored hue are the Creator's favorite. They visit the Creator's home in the sky every day, but we are trapped here on the ground. The Creator watches them and laughs and praises them, telling them how beautiful they are. Then they each praise each other's beauty. They make us sick. Let us kill the Winged Mons of colored hue, they shouted. Yes, let us crush them and trample them under our hooves. Then we can take their wings and destroy the Creator. We are the strong ones. We are the First Mons, the true Mons. No other has a right to exist. Then the eldest Mon, known as the Ancient One, stood up. No, my children, no. None hate the Winged Mons of colored hue more than I. I was the first of the Mons. I saw the Creator breathe life into each of you. I shared in the Creator's secrets. I saw the Creator turn away from us. I watched as the Creator betrayed us and made the Winged Mons. None hate them more than I, but we cannot try to kill the Winged Mons of colored hue yet. You see, these Winged Mons of colored hue, they live high in the mountains where we cannot reach. And if we tried to attack them when they were here on the ground, they would merely fly away and then they would attack us from above. No, 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 no. For there is another way to conquer our enemies. They live on the Creator's kind words. They feed off of each other's praises. Well, we shall feed them too, but instead of their sickening honey, we shall give them strong poison, poison that cuts to the heart and soul, enduring poison that grows within the mind. We shall not praise them, we shall curse them. Keep your anger in and lock it down tight. Anger loosed in a giant blaze like the lightning is destructive, but quickly passes. Let yours smolder until it bubbles over and pours out steadily, like the volcano. And so all the Mons searched out the Winged Ones. One day one of the Mons was sitting in the forest when he saw some of the Winged Mons of colored hue flying near. They were laughing and calling to each other. As they came closer, the Mon could understand them. "Do you like my new dress?" a young winged girl asked a winged boy. "Oh yes, I think it's lovely," he replied. "And do you like my new dress?" the young winged girl asked another winged girl. "Oh yes, I think it's beautiful." The young winged girl giggled as she darted into the trees. There she saw the Mon staring at her. "Do you like my new dress?" she asked. The Mon looked at the dress. It was bright red and complemented the winged girl's skin tone. It had leaves and flowers all around it, and the sunlight sparkled in it. She was indeed beautiful. But the Mon would not say that. "I think it is ugly, and you look ugly in it." The young winged girl stopped giggling. She stared at the Mon, and then looked at her dress. "Do you really think I look ugly in this?" she asked. "Of course I do. Those ugly colors make me sick," the Mon spit out. The girl's bright color became duller. She flew to her friends and asked them, "Do I look ugly in this dress?" "No, you look beautiful," they both replied. "They are lying to you," the Mon called out. "They know how ridiculous you look. When you were talking to me, they were laughing at you." The girl was horrified and felt betrayed by her friends. She flew off thinking about the Mon's words. "What did you say to her?" the other two asked the Mon. "I told her she was ugly, just like your clothes and colors make you ugly." The two winged Mons of colored hue looked at themselves. "We are ugly?" they asked. "You are so ugly I can hardly look at you." The two winged Mons of colored hue looked at each other, and then at themselves again. The words of the Mon weighed upon them. The colors of their skin dripped from their bodies. As they flew off, the Mon heard the boy say, "I never knew I was so hideous." The Mons started to laugh. Other Mons searched for the winged Mons of colored hue, and when they found them, they would say, "You winged Mons of colored hue look so foolish with those disgusting colors." "Do you really think we look foolish?" the winged Mons would ask. "Of course we do. You do not see any bright, ugly colors in us, do you? We are the lovely colors of the animals, not the strange colors that you are." The winged Mons of colored hue listened to the Mon's words. They felt embarrassed and ashamed. We should not be these bright colors. The color of the winged Mons faded. They decided that the Mons were right, and that they did indeed look silly. The more they agreed with the Mons, the more the colors drained from their bodies. No longer were their colors bright. Each time they accepted the Mons' words, their colors became paler. The Mons responded by saying they were still ugly, but at least with faded colors, they were not as ugly as the others. The winged Mons of colored hue started to use the Mons' words against themselves. They began to gather into groups of the same colors. Even a different shaded Mon of colored hue was turned away and ridiculed by those who were once his friends. The Mons laughed without joy at their success. The Ancient One called the First Mons to council. "You see, my children, it is as I have said. The cursed winged Mons are losing their colors, and now they shall give us their wings. Go and prepare them for me." The First Mons left the council and once more hunted the winged Mons of colored hue. Their words were different, but just as deadly. "How can you winged Mons of hue stand those ugly wings? They leave a mess of feathers all over, and we are sure they must have bugs living in them. Yes, you all look so stupid, flying in the air, with your wings flapping like a dying fish. No wonder the Creator laughs at you. The Creator must have hated you enough to make you all look so ridiculous." the Winged Mons of Hue began to despise their own wings. They hated themselves for being ugly. They wanted to be accepted by the First Mons. The Ancient One called a new council, inviting the Winged Mons of colored hue. They all came from different directions in their separate groups of pale colors. The Ancient One welcomed them and smiled. "You Winged Mons of colored hue, you look so much better than you did, even though you are still ugly. Yes, those colors of yours have faded, but not enough. And those wings, they are absolutely ridiculous. The Creator gave you those wings so you could fly in the sky and be amusing. But the Creator does not love you. The Creator hates you. You should not listen to the Creator's lying words. Only we tell you the truth as brutally honest as we can. Show the Creator you will no longer be playthings. Show the Creator you will no longer be fools. Throw down your wings." The Winged Mons of Hue listened to the Ancient One's words. How dare the Creator make fools of them? How dare the Creator betray them? At least the First Mons would now accept them. They decided to cast off their wings. As soon as all of their wings were on the ground, the Mons grabbed them and ran back to their caves and caverns. They laughed as they put on the wings. "Now we are not only strong, but we can also fly. Now we can destroy the Creator and all the wingless Mons of Hue." They flew around in their caverns and flapped their wings faster and faster. Like 1,000 bees their wings droned. The sound and the flapping shook the earth itself. The underground caverns started to collapse and the caves sealed up. The First Mons were trapped in the center of the earth. On the surface, the Mons of Hue ran screaming as the ground trembled and split. What was once one large land broke into several continents, which floated apart. The groups of Mons of Hue became separated on different parts of the world. The Mons of Hue had given up their wings and had lost their colors. Now, instead of bright reds and yellows and oranges and greens, they were faded tans and browns and beiges. As the millennia passed, they called themselves humans, and then finally humans. In time, they forgot about their wings, though most humans still have 2 large bumps on their backs where their wings would have been. In time, they forgot about their colors, and many humans feel that those with the least amount of color in their skin are better than those with more color. What they did not forget were the hateful words of the First Mons. Many of the humans repeat these words to themselves and to others. Sometimes you can hear these words on the wind at night, in whispers, words of hate and fear. You see, the First Mons still live in the earth and call out from their underground prisons. The Ancient One has found a way out, and he has been seen many times, sometimes with a few others. Their skin and wings have become like blackened leather from the heat inside the earth. Their horns and hooves are black too. Many stories began to be born of these evil ones from beneath the grounds, these First Mons, these tempters, these demons. The Ancient One still tries to turn the humans away from their Creator and lead them to the flaming pits where the humans will become demons too. He hopes, in time, to have a new army in which to finally destroy the Mons of Hue and the Creator. But all is not bleak. Some of the Winged Mons of colored hue did not listen to the First Mons in the old time. They kept their wings, and they live in the Creator's home. They also collected all of the colors that the humans let drain from their bodies, and they absorbed all those colors into themselves, making each of them shine with a bright, white light. They watch over, protect, and try to remind the humans of their past by showing all of the old colors with rainbows. And they wait, for when a human is ready, then the bright winged ones come and bring new wings and new colors, and they take that human to live with them in the Creator's home forever.